Today on the Cardinal Sports Network, your Lawrence Cardinals take on the Robbinsville Ravens, but first it's senior night.
Number 5, Nico Capone. Nico plays tight end for the Cardinals and has been in the program for 3 years. Nico is accompanied by his mother Laura, dad Scott, and his brothers Max and Enzo, and his Nona and Mama. Nico's favorite high school memory is going out to eat with his teammates after practice and games. His advice to underclassmen: gap down linebacker. Senior, Nico Capone. Number 30, Chris Campbell. Chris plays defensive back for the Cardinals and has been in the program for 2 years. Chris is accompanied by his mother, Gina, stepfather, Basilio, his brothers, Stephen, Kyle, Jason, and his sister, Gianna. Chris's favorite LHS memory is spending time with his teammates during pregame meals. His advice to underclassmen: you are the only person who will dictate how your life will go. Senior, Chris Campbell. Number 59, Malachi Stoudemire. Malachi plays defense and offensive line for the Cardinals and has been a member of the program for 2 years. Malachi is accompanied by his stepmother, Charmaine, and his mother, Sasha. Malachi's favorite LHS memory is hitting the sled during the hot days during summer camp. His advice to underclassmen: never back down and never give up. Senior, Malachi Stoudemire. Number 77, Javier Sundra. Javier plays offensive lineman and has been with the program for 4 years. Javier is accompanied by his mother, Kateri, and his father, Vipula. Javier's favorite LHS football memory is the bus ride home after the Cardinals erased a 21-7 deficit at halftime to defeat West Windsor-Plainsboro. His advice to underclassmen: trust your coaches and never give up. Keep working until you see results, and don't quit if it takes a while until you see them. Senior, Javier Sundra. Let's hear it one more time for our LHS Senior Football Cardinals.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lawrence High School. Tonight's game features the Robbinsville Ravens and your Lawrence Cardinals. The Ravens and Cardinals expect fair play.
We're back with LHS football on your 2023 NAB Marconi Radio Award nominee for College Radio Station of the Year. It's 107.7 The Bronx, WRRC FM. The captains are heading out to midfield now for the coin tosses. We just wrapped up senior night ceremonies here. 5 seniors that were honored before this game for the Cardinals, those being Nico Capone, Javier Sunda, Chris Campbell, Samis Walker, and Malachi Stoudemire, all honored pregame here in a nice ceremony for the Lawrence Cardinals. And so, Jay, getting set here, getting closer to kickoff. Let's get your keys to the game. What are your keys to the game here today, Jay, for a Cardinals win?
The keys for the game for this win is going to be able to control the clock and control the possession time pretty much. If you can just hold on to this ball, that's the biggest thing for this season, is that they've given up a lot of scores early and they haven't been able to beat in games. If they can kind of get this ball early and just be able to maintain the clock, maintain possession time, they can run away with this win. This team is built to hold on to the ball. They're built to run the ball. They just haven't done it well. If they can find a way to just get the ball, get up early, and they can just run the clock out, they can walk away with a win.
And then, Jay, our segment that we started last week, Jay's big play prediction, where Jay predicts how many plays of 20 or more yards will happen in this game. You predicted, 11 last week, and I think we went way over that. So what's your prediction here tonight?
So now I have to think, because I was completely wrong. I went 11. It was probably close to 20. So I'm going to say we're going to find around 18 plays. I'm going to say 18. I think that if they want to run tonight, it's a nice night. So it's not raining. It looks like it's going to rain, but it's not raining. So I'm going to go with 18. I think that's a safe number.
And let's hope that the Cardinals get most of those 18. And Jacob Bega, who we talked about earlier, is going to have to be a big part of that. And then also, before this game, talking with Coach Radis, he said that his guys, after last week's blowout loss to Allentown, in which they were trailing 35-0 after the first quarter, said his guys were frustrated coming after that game. And so tonight, Jay, how do you think they're going to respond? Because senior night going up against Robbinsville, it's a Valley Division matchup. What do you expect tonight?
I mean, you have all the cards to play with. There's every single reason to go out and play. The family is here. The friends are here. Fans are here. Everybody's here to come watch you play football. You got to go show out, Grandmom's here. Auntie's here. You have to go play this game well. You can't make these mistakes. I know that the emotions are going to be high. There's going to be people that, they have a lot of things on their mind, but go out there and play your game and come out with a win.
It's not only senior night here at Lawrence High School, it's also breast cancer awareness night. The student section all decked out in pink, and then also some pink smattered around the rest of the crowd as well. As the national anthem has finished up, we're about ready to get set here for kickoff between the Cardinals and the Ravens. Cardinals obviously still in search of their first win, but Coach Radis has told us multiple times over and over that they are still a very positive group and that the vibe in the locker room has been good for really this entire season. Looks like the Ravens won the toss and they deferred to the second half, so the Cardinals, for only the second time this season, have lost a coin toss, and so they're going to get the ball first. Robbinsville comes out all white uniforms, white helmets, white jerseys, white pants with red numbering and lettering, and then black around the red. For the Cardinals, it's their home uniforms, red helmets, red jerseys, and then white pants with the red stripe down the side. All the Cardinals also wearing either some type of pink socks or pink sleeves in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Night. And so the ball is on the tee. Grayson Hopkins, the kicker here for the Ravens, about set to kick it away. Isaac Pitts-Parker back deep to receive. We're going to see a lot of Grayson Hopkins here tonight. He's also a wide receiver for this team. So ball set up here on the tee. Cardinals looking for their first win, and the kick is away. It's a deep one, angled towards the near sideline. Samise Walker takes it at the 5. He's got some blockers ahead of him. He's out across the 20, and then he's tripped up right around the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. And so out comes Dane Bates and the Cardinals offense.
Excited to see what this offense looks like. This is probably one of the first times they've gotten the ball to start the game. And we go back all the way to week 0 against Princeton, where their offense was just very inconsistent, but it was moving the ball. And we haven't seen a lot of the chances where they've been, able to put points up, strike first, put points up first. This might be their chance to do that.
Cardinals moving from left to right. It's a warm October night, overcast skies. Had some rain before this game, but it's moved on out. And so for the first offensive play for the Cardinals, Dane Bates comes out in the gun, takes a snap. It's a handoff, and met immediately right around the line of scrimmage was Jacob Bega as he's dragged down for no gain. As in on that tackle there was Ben Slavin.
Yeah, there's just no real running room, and this is where it's going to start. It's going to start up front with the big guys. Big guys got to get out there, and they have to block. They have to find somebody to push backwards or put on the ground, and they haven't really done that well all season up front. So now's a really good time to figure it out and, get some pancakes up front.
2nd down and 10, ball on the Cardinals' own 21-yard line. Ravens show a little bit of pressure. Pistol formation. Bates takes a snap. He's going to take off himself towards the left side, and they say he was dragged to the ground. Bates didn't think so, but it's going to go for a loss of 2 as he was met behind the line.
I'm going to be honest, Jordan. I believe Dane Bates. I don't think he was down, but yeah, hey, referees, they get paid to make those calls. So, but it looked like a good run. It was a little different option, kind of like that QB draw that we've seen Dane Bates run a lot. Instead, they run it out to the left. He didn't really get the block he wanted. It was kind of like a read option. Had that guy on the edge, just couldn't get around him.
Well, it'll be 3rd down and 13 here, and this will probably be our first look at Dane Bates throwing the ball in this game. As he comes out in the gun, twin receiver formation, and Jacob Bega lined up to his right. Bates takes the snap, looks to throw. It's a quick one towards the left side, and it's caught by Josh Telichka, but he's tackled short of the line to gain at the 25-yard line. Looked like Eddie Keating able to bring him down. And so the punting unit will come out here. 3 and out go the Cardinals.
Yeah, just probably still not where Coach Rouse wants his offense to be. Just not able to develop those routes downfield. He doesn't have the time in the pocket. The pocket didn't collapse, but just wasn't really sure how to get that ball out quickly. Ends up going 3 and out.
Vlado Nikolov on to punt. He's been a busy man this season. This will be his 24th punt of the year. And the punt is away. As back deep to receive is Will Raftery. He makes the catch at the 40, and then right there to meet him was Josh Telichka. So good starting field position, but it could have been worse. And so the Ravens will get the ball at their own 40-yard line, and so out comes Luke Hannison and the Ravens offense.
Yeah, there's one thing I did like to see is good tackling, good team tackling. It looks like hopefully this defense is out for blood tonight, and they want to go out there and get after a quarterback, hit the running backs, all that, because they have not done that well. If they can tackle as a team and play as a team, like I said earlier, they can come out with a win.
Looks like they actually put it at the 41-yard line. So Ravens going from right to left. And Hannison comes out pistol formation, slot to the near side. Takes a snap, going to look to throw. Stands in the pocket and delivers it over the middle. He's got a man open, and it's caught at the 35-yard line by Andrew Freeman, running inside the 20 and all the way down inside the 10-yard line. Andrew Freeman, that goes for a gain of 50-plus yards. And so the Ravens are going to be set up in a 1st and goal scenario here after just one play.
First, I want to say great protection for Hannison. Had a clean pocket, and then Freeman just kind of runs this kind of post route, gets the leverage on the safety, goes up the field, up the middle of the field, gets the ball to him perfectly. Great ball thrown by Hannison, runs it up, and that's already one knocked off the list, but I'm glad I didn't pick 11 this time because that's a play over 40 yards, 50 yards, but great start for this Robbinsville team.
It's a 50-yard gain, so Ravens 1st and goal from the 9. 9:12 to play in the opening quarter. Still no score. Shotgun formation for Hannison. They'll motion a man over, make it trips on the near side. Hannison looks to throw, got a man out of the backfield. That's Chris Naperkoski, and he's forced out of bounds around the 5 down the far sideline, as it looked like it was Dane Bates over there to force him out, so it'll bring up 2nd and goal.
Yeah, Dane Bates is probably the last guy you want to see to stop you from the end zone, because he's going to throw his body at him, and he sure did. He hit him, but Naperkoski's going to look to try and get involved in this game, bigger back, trying to just push this ball in the end zone. Let's see what they do. 2nd and goal.
Chris Naperkoski coming off a game in which he only rushed for 6 yards, but did have a touchdown last week against Steinert. 2nd and goal from the 5. Cardinals bring pressure. It's going to be a quarterback draw for Hannison, and he's wrapped up by Dane Bates behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Dane Bates is fired up. If there's anybody that came to play today, it's going to be him. He's going to get this defense started, and here we go. Bend, don't break. 3rd and goal. You need it. You're backing them up a little bit. You're going to make this hard for them to try and push this ball in the end zone. If you can get up to a 4th down, have a chance to get off the field, or at least only give up 3.
3rd and goal here from the 7-yard line. Luke Hannison, who came into this game just 503 yards shy of the school record. He's now under 500 yards, of course, with the big 50-yard pass play. Comes out here in the pistol formation, takes a snap, going to roll to his right, has pressure, tries to get away from it. He's going to run it up the middle, and he scores. Luke Hannison was able to evade about 3 Cardinals defenders and took it into the end zone. Ravens on the board first. It's 6-0.
Looked like he was playing a little bit of Dance Dance Revolution there. He goes up, he goes back, he goes left, he goes right. And I'm going to be honest, Lawrence did everything right. They just couldn't get to him. They just could not grab him. He was a very shifty receiver in that quarterback in the pocket. He just danced around the arms and outstretched arms of the pass rush, finds a little gap, and scores a touchdown.
So Luke Hannison's 3rd rushing touchdown of the season puts the Ravens on the board. Grayson Hopkins adds the extra point. And so with 8:07 to play here in the first quarter, the Cardinals find themselves down 7-0. Remember, Jay, we've brought this up a couple of times throughout the season, but it still holds true. The Cardinals have yet to have a lead, and so they're playing from behind again.
Yeah, and this is where you need to kind of lock in, because it's a trend at this point. It's a statistic at this point that they've never led all season. So the goal is to now at least be tied. I don't know if they've ever been tied with scoring, because even if you go back to week 0, down 7-0 all the way through the first half, if they can just find a way to tie them, match them, just so that it's an even playing field, and then your defense can also rest, then this game can, go in your favor, but you have to be able to help your sides of the football out.
Ravens go down there, 4 plays, 59 yards, 2 runs, 2 passing plays. Hannison starts out the game 2 for 2. He's coming off the most efficient game of his career last week against Steiner. Completed 88% of his passes, 21 for 24. That excludes his first start of his career in 2021 against Heightstown, when Hannison went 1 for 1. So excluding that game, last week was the most efficient of his career. He started out 2 for 2 tonight, and he runs in for a touchdown to cap off the drive. So Grayson Hopkins out here for the kickoff, kicking from right to left. The kick is away. It's deep. Pitts Parker is going to field it at the 3-yard line. Look to take it up the middle. He's already out across the 20, and then brought down just shy of the 25-yard line, as in on that tackle was Joseph Thompson to bring him down.
Now that you mentioned that, I do want to bring up something about Pitts Parker, because he only has 9 rushing yards on the season, but he's a very fast receiver, running back, dual back, kind of like that Deebo Samuel type. He just kind of does it all. But I was mentioning this to you earlier, Jordan, is that if football fields were built left to right, he probably has over 1,000 rushing yards.
You definitely have a lot more than 9, that's for sure. This Cardinals drive is going to start on their own 24-yard line. Dane Bates comes out in the gun for the opening play. Twin receiver set, puts Telichka in motion towards the left. Bates going to run it. He's got a hole. He's across the 25, across the 30, and then dragged down right around the first down marker, and it looks like they're going to say move the chains. So Dane Bates, pickup of 11 out to the 35-yard line, and the Cardinals have their first down of the night.
And I actually kind of want to go back to something that Coach Radis said on Monday, which was that when you break down first downs, it's about 3.5 yards a play for a first down. And when you break it down that simple, it's not that much to get. What Dane just did is he just picked up a first down by himself. If you can find ways to just be able to pick up first downs, you can make this game much easier for yourself.
First and 10 here from the Cardinals 35. Bates in the gun, twin receiver set. This time it's a give to Jacob Bega up the middle. He's across the 40, across the 45, and he's got another first down pickup for the Cardinals. They'll mark him down at the 48-yard line, 13-yard gain for Bega.
Yeah, and this is how you start this game. You couldn't do it on the first drive, okay, do it on the second one. Get this run game going. Make them think you're running the ball. Let them bring those guys up to the box. Let them stack the box. Put 6, 7 guys just there to try and stop you from running the ball, assert your dominance early, and go from there.
This Ravens defensive front gave up 66 yards on the ground to Steinert's backup running back last week. And so Jacob Bega, a pretty good start to his night as this play, first and 10. It's going to be a quarterback draw for Dane Bates, and he carries it across midfield into Ravens territory to the opposite 48-yard line. Gain of 4 yards. It'll make it 2nd and 6.
Yep, and nothing different there. It's just give me the ball and get out the way. Kind of like that old Kobe Bryant. Give me the ball and get out the way. The quarterback is going to literally quarterback this drive. Dane Bates is the guy to do it. He's going to try and run this ball down Robbinsville's throat, and if he can do it, and if Bega can help him with it, then this could be a good drive for Lawrence.
6:18 to play here in the first quarter. Bates in the gun. It's another handoff to Bega, and this time he does not have much. He's going to lose a yard. Back to the 49-yard line. Looked like it was Liam Astomborski in on that tackle. Astomborski, who's a big physical player here for this Ravens team. He's the team leader in sacks. In fact, a couple weeks ago in their win over Hightstown, he had 4 sacks in that game. Definitely someone that the Cardinals' offensive line is going to have to contend with tonight.
Yeah, but if you notice, they brought 6 guys up to the line just to stop that. That's what you want to do if you're Lawrence. Get these guys in a position to where when you pass, they're not in a position to make a play on it.
3rd down and 7. From the Ravens 49, Bates in the gun, bunch receivers to the far side. Bates looks to throw. He's immediately under pressure, dances out of it. Now going to take off, eludes another tackle out across the 45, and he picks up the first down. What a run by Dane Bates.
Dane Bates, I don't know what he ate today, but he did every day. He put 2 guys on the ground, hurdled another one. I mean, he's not a senior. He's a junior, and he's playing like this. He's trying to hype these boys up, and I love it. He's going to be the guy. He's this engine. He's this motor, and I don't know. He looked like he was dealing with some type of injuries or something like that, some sort of, something nagging him in the lower body over the past few weeks, but he looks good today.
Bates comes out here under center, 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Jacob Bega in the backfield. They'll put Telichka in motion and toss it to him running left. He's across the 40 and then dragged down around the 35-yard line.
Yeah,
Josh Telichka, his first touch.
Good little end around. Just kind of keep this Robbinsville defense off balance. They've had a lot of those inside runs, those draws and dives to Jacob Bega. Now they finally, as Robbinsville takes a timeout, they finally are able to just get them off balance and bounce it out to the outside, picks up 5-6 yards.
And that allows me to remind you never to miss a quarter of Lawrence High School football on 107.7 The Bronx, WRRC-FM. Plug into the action using your mobile device. Download our free apps. Search WRRC1 in the Apple and Google Play stores to listen to every Cardinals game all season and the biggest hits and best variety on your smartphone, tablet, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Jay, I want to go back to a couple plays ago because Dane Bates, it looked like he was going to be stopped for a loss of maybe 3 or 4, and he was able to carry it forward for 9 yards. Real good elusiveness there from Bates.
Yeah, that was great to see. I mean, that's something that you haven't seen from this Lawrence team. And, for a little bit, they got away from those QB draws, those runs that we saw when Bega first started in his first game back in week 3. I guess, what was that, West Windsor, I believe, where he finally was able to, start and get those QB draws to percolate. Now he's back to doing them, and it's starting to get this Robbinsville defense off guard because you don't know who's going to get the ball and where they're going to get the ball at, and especially when their quarterback can run the ball effectively, it just has your brain all over the place.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 from the Ravens' 34-yard line. Bates will come out under center again, tight formation. Jacob Bega lined up behind him. They'll put Pitts Parker in motion, give it to him on the jet sweep running to the right, and a flag comes in as he's knocked down around the 31-yard line. We'll check the marker.
Yeah, usually with these flags, they march them back, but I'm not sure. Could be either a hold or an illegal block in the back on Lawrence, but we're going to see. But to that run, the first end around goes to Telichka right to left. Now they switch it to Isaac Parker left to right. Different guys getting the ball in different spaces, different places, and they call the hold on Lawrence, so they're going to back him up. But different guys get the ball in different places, be able to just keep this defense guessing, keep them off balance, and you were able to move the chains. But right now we're going to back it up a little bit.
Yeah, so that hold is going to bring it out to the 42-yard line as it's going to be called from the spot of the foul. It's going to make it 2nd down and 11 now. Cardinals definitely limiting turnovers when you're the underdog is key. Obviously key in any game, but Cardinals cannot afford to go backwards and play from behind the sticks. 2nd down, and they'll call it 12. 4:42 to play in the opening quarter. Bates under center again. Another tight formation look for the Cards. They're going to hand this one off to Bega, and he's got nowhere to go. Brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a loss of 1, make it 3rd and 13.
I'm going to be honest. There was really nowhere to go for Bega there. He just kind of got met in the backfield. But if he could have kind of bounced that ball over to the right, not necessarily that he would have had more yards, but I don't think he would have lost one. I think he could have at least got it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe picked up 1 or 2. But 3rd and long, now you have to go and throw this ball, and that's just what hurts about penalties is when you back yourself up, it limits your options and also kind of takes the wind out of the sails of what was looking to be a really good drive.
So back-to-back drives in which the Cardinals are faced with a 3rd and 13 play, and this might not be the final play of this drive. This could be 4-down territory, kind of in no man's land on the Ravens' 43. So you don't need all 13 here. Bates comes out, empty set, 5 receivers. Cardinals need the 30. Bates going to look to run, and he's able to get by 1 tackle, but not 2. Carries it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th and 13, and the punting unit will come out there. So Dane Bates and the Cardinals offense, who were putting together a pretty good drive, it stalls at the 43, and Vlado Nikolov will kick it away.
And unfortunately, that's the problem with when you can't block as an offensive line is when you don't give your receivers time to get downfield, your quarterback can't get them the ball if he's on the ground. So just got to be able to help each other out.
Definitely looks like the Cardinals' plan today is to try to run the ball effectively as Nikolov's punt is away. It bounces at the 15-yard line and then is touched by Samis Walker at the 12. And so a pretty good punt there by Nikolov. Ravens are going to start it at the 12-yard line, moving from right to left. And so Luke Hannison, who led a 59-yard touchdown drive to start this game for the Ravens, will head back out.
Yeah, here's where your defense is going to have to come up with a big stop. They're not necessarily pinned down, but they're inside their own 20-yard line. If you can at least force a punt, you can get this ball back in good field position. Of course, a takeaway would be great here, help your offense out. But just do what you can to make this game easier for your offense and vice versa.
But we saw Josh Telichka come up with an interception last week against Allentown, and like you said, Jay, getting one here would definitely be big. Shotgun look for Hannison, trips to the near side. He takes a snap, looking to throw, going to heave it deep down the far sideline, and it's well out of the reach of the intended receiver, but a flag comes in. He was looking to get it there to Grayson Hopkins, but they're going to call a pass interference penalty against Gio Ruiz, who was in coverage. They got tangled up around the 40, and a big penalty is coming up here.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say if I thought it was pass interference or not. Did Gio stop while he was running the route? Yes. Was that ball catchable? Maybe if he was Shaq, but no, not this part. Okay. But yeah, they will call that pass interference. They're going to walk this ball up, but it's unfortunate for Lawrence to just not be able to just get a stop, get off this field or whatever. Of course, it's only 1st down, but shooting yourself in the foot.
That's a 15-yard penalty. It'll take it out to the 28-yard line here. 1st and 10 for the Ravens. Pistol formation. Slot to the near side. Play action. And over the middle for Naprikoski. He's got him around the 40. And he's going to be dragged out of bounds by Josh Telichka, who had a hold around his ankle. But he gets it out to midfield. And another big gainer for the Ravens offense.
Yeah, and here's where your defense kind of needs to just think a little bit. They're kind of giving up too much, giving up chunks again, and that's a big gain right there. That's 2 already on the day for me. So I'm already looking, maybe I'm good. Maybe I'll be okay. It's only the first quarter. We can slow them down a little bit, Lawrence, make me look good on air, but it brings up another 1st down at midfield for Robbinsville.
Yeah, that one goes for 22 yards. It's just nobody picked up Naprikoski. First and 10 here, pistol formation. Taking the snap is Hannison. He's got pressure rolling to his right. Still on his feet, gets the throw away for Hopkins, and he hits him at the 20-yard line down the sideline, and he goes in for a touchdown. Great improvisation there by Luke Hannison. 50-yard bomb for the score to Grayson Hopkins, and it's 13-0 Ravens here early.
Okay, listen. I'm not sure if that was Aaron Rodgers or Luke Hannison, because the awareness in the pocket was immaculate. That's the best way I can say it. He, again, dance revolution, goes left, goes right, up, down, all of it, finds a man running across the field, he throws an absolute dart, puts up another touchdown.
Well, Grayson Hopkins, who had a touchdown last week, 7 receptions, 89 yards. He's got a 50-yard touchdown reception here, easy for me to say. And the extra point is up and good from him, so it's 14-0 Ravens, 2:30 to play in the first quarter. And what did Coach call Luke Hannison during the coach's show? Cool hand Luke.
Cool hand
Definitely
Luke.
Did not look like he was phased at all by that Cardinals rush on that last play.
Now, I'm trying to get my own nickname for him, lukewarm, but I don't know if you're a fan of that one as much.
I mean, he looked pretty cool in that play, I gotta say.
That's true. Maybe we could say he's like, he's heating up. He doesn't have to heat up. He's lukewarm. He stays warm. No?
Cool hand Luke is heating up.
I like that even better. But, hey, great pass by him. This is where Lawrence needs to punch back. I mentioned that last week against Allentown, where they need to punch back. You're down 14-0. This is where games start to get out of hand. If you can just get something here, even if you can just get points here, it's going to be just big for morale. You have everybody. Crowd is filled in nicely. Just do something well this drive. Don't have it stall at midfield. Don't go backwards on penalties. If you can just kind of put this drive together, you can at least give your guys some confidence.
Well, Jay, like you talked about in the pregame show, trying to keep this game close at halftime was definitely key for the Cardinals. This is a Ravens team that has allowed some big second halves this season. They're not very deep, just 40 players on this team, but if they're able to pull away in the first, that might not matter. Hopkins' kickoff is away. It's dropped by Pitts Parker. Finally goes back to pick it up at the 1-yard line. He's across the 10, still on his feet, and now gets thrown to the ground hard right around the 10-yard line. Will Raftery in there to bring him down.
Yeah, still has Pitts Parker still having an issue fielding these kick returns. We saw that a lot last week against Allentown. He just he was not able to just return them. But I will also mention this. Josh Lisco got a crazy block. I mean, it was a free runner coming down the field, and he just kind of comes around and just put a man on his back. That was good to see. You have to look out for your brothers on special teams. So great block by him.
Officials say forward progress got Pitts Parker out to the 12. So Cardinals moving left to right, 88 yards away from the end zone to start this drive. Bates in the gun, twin receiver set. It's going to be another quarterback draw. And then Bates gets flipped right around the 15.
Still sticking with the QB draws. Say he's gained about 4 or 5 yards, but still sticking with the QB draws, and that's what's going to take. You're going to have to be able to just wear this front 4, front 7 down for Robbinsville, and if you can do that, you can start to put this drive together. You're going to have to go down the field, so might as well start it early.
Under 2 minutes now to play here in the first. It'll be 2nd and 7 from the 15. Bates, shotgun look, twin receiver set. Jacob Bega lined up to his right. They'll put Telichka in motion. It's going to be another quarterback draw, and Bates goes right up the middle, and he's stuffed after a gain of maybe a yard or two. So Coach Radis sticking with these quarterback draws here early. We've seen them work out a couple of times, but the Ravens defensive front has kind of been able to recognize them now and have forced them into some small gains here on this drive.
Yeah, I'm starting to think they're starting to get privy to it. We go back to that timeout that Robbinsville took earlier in the first quarter, where they were just like, hey, we're going to gas. Let's relax. Let's stay with our assignment, stay in our holes, and get a stop here. And it looks like they're trying to do that.
It'll be 3rd and 5. Bates in the gun again, twin receiver set, and this time Bega lines up to his left. Bates going to look to throw this time. Going to look over the middle deep, and it's just out of the reach of Brendan Doherty around the 40-yard line. A flag comes in late from the referee standing in the backfield. Cardinals are clapping their hands as if it's against the Ravens.
And I think that they're going to walk this ball up. Still waiting on a signal, but...
Yeah, Cardinals offense staying out there, and We're going to get a hold here against the Ravens.
Holding against the Ravens.
And so that will give the Cardinals a first down. It'll be bringing the ball out to the 32. And so the Cardinals catch a break. First penalty called against Robbinsville sets the Cardinals up with a first down.
Hey, and what did you say? Any way you can get them, any way you can move those chains. I think Coach Radis will take it. Any way you can move these chains, keep these drives alive. It's crucial, and you wouldn't say, oh, well, it's only the first quarter, 14-0. The way Lawrence has played this season, you need any way you can get it. Any first down, any yard, any way you can get it.
1st and 10 here from the 32. Twin receiver set. Bates in the gun again. They'll put Telichka in motion right to left and hand it off to Jacob Bega, and he spun to the ground around the 30-yard line. Sebastian Lee was able to bring him to the ground. Sebastian Lee coming off of a pretty good game last week. 2 sacks, 6 tackles, 4 sacks on the season for him, and he gets a tackle for loss right there to make it 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and here's where Coach Radis is going to have to start, switching up some of these runs, some of these play calls. Just so much stuff coming out of the backfield. It's maybe we get some swing routes, maybe we set screens up just to get this defense moving and their eyes going other places.
Well, Bates will come out here with an empty formation, 5 receivers on 2nd and 11. He's going to look to throw, gets it away down the near sideline. He's got Telichka, but it's just over his head. Telichka was wide open around the 50, but the throw is a little too far over his head. It ended up sailing out of bounds. It's going to make it 3rd down and 12, 4 seconds to play in the first.
Yeah, Telichka, one thing I will say is Telichka noticed that ball was a little bit out of his range, and he started moving. He was putting as much as he can to go try and get that ball. And it looked like he was going to get his feet down. So if he could have just held on to that one, would have been a first down, would have been a big play, would have got this crowd hype. But 3rd and long, have to get it, got to get it. Let's see what they come out and do.
It'll be 3rd down and 12. Bates in the gun, trips to the far side. Ravens rush 4. Bates flush to his left, gets it away, and the pass is caught about a yard shy of the first down marker by Telichka. That's his 2nd catch of the game. It's going to make it 4th and 1. It's the last play of the first quarter, so Coach Radis will talk this one over. Will the Cardinals go for it? We'll find out next. We'll be right back with more Lawrence High School Cardinals football right here on 107.7 The Bronx and 107.7thebronx.com.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Everybody get up, welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance.
You're listening to the Cardinals play football right here on 107.7 The Bronx, WRRC-FM, ranked number 7 in the nation by the Princeton Review. We flip fields now, so Cardinals moving from right to left. It's 4th down and 1. They trail this 14-0, and they're going to go for it. Bates comes in under center. Let's see if they try a sneak. They'll put Pitts Parker in motion and sneak it ahead. Let's see where the officials spot this. Where they're running out from looks like he might be short.
I think he's going to be short.
Both teams pointing in opposite directions. Officials stop the clock.
Yep. And it looks like...
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be about a yard short. So they try the quarterback sneak. It doesn't work out. And so a turnover on downs will give Luke Hannison and the Ravens a short field, already leading this one 14-0. And Jay, this is something Coach Patterson talked about, wanting to get his guys into short field positions. And he feels that if they're able to do that, the offense can get into a really good rhythm. And they've got a first down here. They're going to begin this drive from the Cardinals' 41-yard line after the turnover on downs.
I mean, it's 2 things that are imperative. Trying to get this in before this play is called, but field position and time of possession. If you can kind of maintain both those things as an offense, as a team, and as a whole, you can try and put together a nice game.
Ravens now moving left to right. Hannison in the gun takes the snap, fakes the swing, now under pressure, gets hit as he throws, and he delivers a strike to the 10 to the 5 and a touchdown. This time Alex Giordano with the catch. 41 yards, one play. A great job there by Luke Hannison to stand in the pocket, as it was Mahmoud Ali who was nearly able to get to him, but he delivered a dime over the middle of the field, and Giordano was wide open.
Yeah, he put that ball perfectly. Only where Giordano kind of stretched a little bit. I don't know if he grew mid-route, but kind of got that ball with his fingers, and was easy to just run it in. No one was really around him, so a lot of green space, but already a 20-0 lead, looking to add more if you're Robbinsville.
Yeah, just 11 seconds into the second quarter, Grayson Hopkins on for the extra point, and he's able to knock it through the upright, snuck it just inside the left upright. So it's a 21-0 Ravens lead, and so far, Jay, Cardinals not doing a good job on that key of trying to keep it close going into the half.
Yeah, so the offense does not help the defense, and the defense does not help the offense. I guess it's kind of the mixture of the two. Offense has to go out there and put points up. They got stopped on 4th and 1. It is what it is, but you have to go out there and convert on these first downs. The other thing is the penalties. You can't hurt yourself. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot. If you're gonna body hard, like, at least do something, but they're committing bad penalties. They have to kind of clean that up. If they can just sustain drives, their defense gets to breathe, their defense gets on the field, their defense gets to stop. It's kind of like a chain reaction. It's like a train, Everybody brings each other along. Doesn't help when you have a car that's just lacking behind.
Yeah, and this is a Cardinals team that really has done a good job this season with the penalties, but definitely some crushing ones early on here in this game, and they find themselves in a 21-0 hole as Grayson Hopkins sets the ball up on the tee at the 40-yard line. Going to be kicking from left to right. Isaac Pitts-Parker, who had some trouble with the last kickoff, is back deep to receive. He stands at his own 3. 11:49 to play here until halftime, and Hopkins runs up, boots it away. It's another deep one. Pitts-Parker going to field this at the 5. He's got it cleanly. Takes it out across the 20, still on his feet across the 25. This is a bigger return, and he gets dragged down across the 35-yard line. And Isaac Pitts-Parker going to set the Cardinals up with their best field position of the day.
Yeah, Isaac Pitts-Parker has just been kind of waiting to break one, and I thought he was going to do it there. He's very sneaky speed, and he's smaller guy, smaller back receiver, whatever he really is. But he kind of scooted through all the blocks and tacklers and ended up picking up much more yards. Gets this ball out to about the 36, but that's what they're going to need. They're going to need other ways to impact this game outside of just the quarterback, running back, and then their defensive pressure.
So Bates on the first play of this drive comes out under center, ball in the 36. They'll put a man in motion and hand this one off to Jacob Bega, who runs straight up the middle, and he carries it out to the 39-yard line before being tackled by 3 different Ravens defenders. Looked like Hayden Perusic was the main guy in there to bring him down. It's a gain of 3.
Yeah, so what Lawrence is doing is they have a guy come in motion, and they snap the ball as he's going in motion. It's a fake handoff to the man in motion kind of on the end around, and then a handoff. Robbinsville's kind of getting good at, reading that and saying, well, they're not handing it off to the guy who's in motion, that's going to the running back. They're going to have to figure out a way to mix and match that so that they can keep Robbinsville off balance.
Bates comes out under center again, 2nd down and 7. Jacob Bega lined up behind him. They'll put Pitts-Parker in motion, toss it to him, running to the right. He's across the 40, across the 45, and tackled after a pickup of a first down. Gets it out to the Cardinals' 48-yard line. Good run there by Isaac Pitts-Parker.
And there it is. It's that simple, Instead of going same formation, same look, they actually instead flip it outside to the running back, and he picks up a first down. Good run by Isaac Pitts-Parker. And that's why I'm saying there's no way he only has 9 yards because he's so fast. But the thing is, he runs so left to right, mainly because the blocks don't really line up for him. He's trying to find a crease in the edge. He can't ever get it. He finally finds a little crease in that edge and picks up the first down.
They call it a gain of 10. He got that one out to the 49-yard line. So 1st down and 10, Bates under center again. Samis Walker split out wide to the left. They put Telichka in motion. This time they toss it to him. He's running towards the left. He gets it across midfield, but not much after that. Hayden Perusic was able to get him to the ground at the Ravens' 47-yard line. That's a gain of 4, make it 2nd and 6.
And you know what? They run the exact same play with a different player. They used Talisca that time, and they run it to the other side of the field. They pitch it to him, and he doesn't have the same 10-yard gain that Pitts Parker has. But it's the same thing. You have to have these guys look at different things and have different looks that they have to analyze quickly, and that's how you can kind of hit them big and kind of gash them.
Cardinals trailing this one 21-0, but putting together a pretty nice drive here so far. 2nd down and 6 from the 47 of Robbinsville. Bates under center, hands this one off to Bega, and Sebastian Lee able to push him to the ground. Say they got a yard on that play. It's going to make it 3rd and 5, but Sebastian Lee was able to meet him right there and get him to the ground.
Yeah, there's just nobody really held that block. The pressure just shot through. The A-gap got blown up, and there's no real running room. So that's what it's going to take for Lawrence. They're going to have to hold blocks. They haven't held blocks really well for their run game. If they can hold these blocks and set that up, they can develop a really strong run game and try and push this ball and also hold on to tempo.
Cardinals just 1 3rd down conversion so far in this one. Here on 3rd and 5, Bates comes out under center. He'll put Pitts Parker in motion to the right. He's going to roll that way on a bootleg, being chased, and he's able to get the throw away. Try to get it to Pitts Parker, but it was at his feet, and it falls incomplete. They tried, I think, to set up a screen play there to Pitts Parker, but the throw was just a bit low as 3 different Ravens defenders were chasing Dane Bates. It'll make it 4th and 5, and the punting unit will come back out.
Now, I know Dane Bates plays running back. That's his assigned role. Now he's playing quarterback, but I don't think he wants to run that much as quarterback, He's running backwards, and it's really not because he wants to. It's just there's really nowhere else for him to go.
Nikolov gets the punt away from the 44-yard line. Raftery going to receive it at the 10. He's able to make Samis Walker miss coming towards the near sideline. And then a big hit delivered by Joel Caesar at the 20. He's fired up after that one.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, that'll do it. You're at home. Get the fans involved, your team involved. You got to do something to hype them up. It's been all Robbinsville. So hit somebody, hit something, and that's what he did. He went out, put his shoulder into it, put his heart into it. You made the hit, and now maybe your defense is a little bit something to play for.
They'll call it an 11-yard return and say that Raftery got that one out to his own 21-yard line. So that is where the Ravens will begin this drive. They lead it by 21, moving from left to right, 8:30 to play until the half. Cardinals defense has not been able to stop this Ravens team so far. 3 drives and 3 touchdowns. Hannison in the gun for this first play. It's a quick pass towards the left side for Giordano. He's able to elude 1 tackle and get it out across the 25, and then as he's brought to the ground, a flag comes in. So for now, it's a pickup of 6, but we'll check the marker.
Giordano just kind of find that space in the flat, ate it up, and took all he could get off the zone that was kind of just hanging back. But we're going to check this flag. It's looking like it will be... I don't really know what the coach is talking. Whenever refs chat, I think that's what we need to do is get a refs chat. Horse collar tackle?
Yeah, horse collar tackle called against the Cardinals. And so that's going to be another penalty going against Lawrence and another one that's going to give the Ravens a 1st down. So those personal foul ones, definitely the ones you'd like to avoid the most. This one's going to come all the way out to the 42-yard line. They'll tack 15 yards onto the end of the run.
So as soon as you get a little bit of momentum, you take it all the way because you committed a penalty. You can't have that happen, especially in games that you want to go out and win.
1st down and 10 here. 8:04 to play until halftime, and pistol formation here for the Ravens. Trips to the near side. Hannison looking that way, now has to go to his second option and just gets it away. Another flag comes in as the throw kind of sailed to no one. They might get intentional grounding here as Hannison was under immense pressure again.
Looked like also there was like a blown coverage. Seemed like there's some defense, and there it is. There is the intentional grounding call, which will back them up. But looked like there's a little bit of miscommunication there. Two Lawrence defenders kind of in the same zone in the flat, and it's a good thing that everything else was covered because in the event that one of them was supposed to be in a deep third or kind of over the middle of the field, they would have gave that up. But hey, it worked out for them, brings up 2nd down, and they backed them up a little bit.
Yeah, and so that's going to back them all the way up to their own 28-yard line. It's also a loss of down. So it's going to be 2nd and 24. Way behind the sticks now are the Ravens, and this is where the Cardinals defense needs to be able to get a stop. Pistol formation, slot to the near side. Hannison takes a snap and a flag comes in before the play. And I might have got some pre-snap motion. They're going to call offsides on the Cardinals. So the Ravens go 2 steps backwards and now 1 step forward. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 19.
Feels like we're watching the Cupid shuffle right now with football, because forward and back, and right foot lets stomp, left foot lets, like, it's just back and forth. You can't have these penalties, especially when you back them up. You have a chance. I mean, of course, it's still, 2nd in the parking lot, but you have to be able to get off, get to 3rd down, get to 4th down. You're never there. You're never able to get to those downs. Find a way to get it here.
Same formation here. Pistol look for Hannison and the Ravens. Slot to the near side. Cards show pressure. Here they come with the blitz. They get the throwaway. It's caught by Hopkins at the 40. Telichka trying to bring him down around the 45. And now finally a swarm of Cardinals able to get to him and get him to the ground at the Ravens' own 48. So a pretty good gain there. It's going to make it 3rd down and it looks like 3 or 4.
Got to be able to tackle. That missed tackle really is what gave them the extra yards. He makes that tackle. There's a difference between 4 or 5 yards there. It makes it much harder to pick up on 3rd. Now going from a 3rd long to a 3rd and short.
Yeah, and the Ravens got to give credit there to Luke Hannison, able to pick up that blitz beautifully. So here on 3rd down and 4, he comes out in the pistol formation, takes a snap, fires it, and it's caught by Will Raftery for a 1st down. And then Gio Ruiz knocks him down, but not after he gets it out to the 45-yard line of Lawrence, and the Ravens move the chains. They were in 2nd and 24. Of course, the offsides penalty made it 2nd and 19, but they're able to keep the drive going.
Yep, and I was just about to mention that, Jordan, is that you have to be able to get off the field there. You have 2nd and long, 2nd and very long. Just do your job and get off the field. They don't do it. Now they have another fresh set of downs.
Another pistol look here for the Ravens. Slot to the near side. Hannison takes the snap, going to hand this one off to Raftery, running straight up the middle. He's across the 40. More flags come in fact, 3 of them, as Josh Telichka gets him to the ground inside the 40-yard line. I think we might get hands to the face here. I think one of the Cardinals defenders made contact with the face mask.
Yep, I think you're right, Jordan. It looked like you kind of see it. Yep, face mask right there. Kind of see his head kind of jerk to the left. So even more yards for it. This is where it kind of gets hard to play football, because you have everything going against you. Robbinsville's moving the ball well, and you're helping them do it. You're spotting them yards. You're spotting them 1st downs. Those are the things that make it very difficult, as we have a referee signaling something.
We're on the clock, I think.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be 1st and 10 now from the Lawrence Cardinals' 34-yard line. That penalty gave them extra 10, and Hannison here lines up, and before the snap, more whistles and another penalty, and we'll see who this one goes against.
Laundry day.
It must be. We're going to get an offsides call against the Cardinals, so they're definitely having trouble here with the flags.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's miscommunication. I don't know if the mind's not right. Pink out. Everybody's here, but got to lock in. It's everybody's here to see you. Nobody's, they're not here to see me. It would be great if they were, but got to lock in. You pretty much have walked them down the field. So, right here is where you have to find a way to get off the field.
So they'll bring up 1st and 5 now. Hannison in the gun, takes the snap, looking to throw it down the near sideline. He's looking deep. He's got a man. It's Freeman in the end zone, and he makes the grab. Touchdown, Ravens. Andrew Freeman this time, 34 yards for the score.
Andrew Freeman just runs past everybody. I mean, Lawrence defender wasn't sure who was in coverage. Just kind of stopped running. Wasn't sure if the ball was thrown. Looked back, looked up, and the ball was already there. Freeman makes an easy touchdown, and that they were spotted. I don't know how many 1st downs, maybe 3 or 4 1st downs just based off penalties alone.
So what now? 4 different Ravens have touchdowns, with Hannison with the rushing touchdown, and then 3 passing touchdowns. Giordano, Freeman, and Hopkins have all found pay dirt. Hopkins on here to add the extra point. It's up, and it's good. So he's 4 for 4 tonight. It's 28-0 Ravens with 5:50 to play until halftime. And we mentioned Andrew Freeman there with that touchdown. Coach Patterson called him their Swiss Army knife because he's really been a leader on offense, defense, as well as special teams. He calls the defensive plays. He helps direct the offensive huddle. And you wonder if in that huddle, Jay said, just throw it up, I'm down there somewhere, and he was wide open for the score.
Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. Just, hey, hey, give me the ball and get out the way. Same thing that Dane Bates is saying on offense. He's probably saying the same thing. And Henderson's found him. I mean, he's put these balls perfectly. Only where he can get them hasn't, I don't know if he has any incompletions, you know, the intentional ground that was called on him, but I don't know if he has any real incompletions this game that, you know, were really his fault. I think that Lawrence has to send pressure, and Henderson has picked the pressure up well, but it's the same thing that you have to be able to mix and match the pressure with the coverage. They haven't been able to do that, and they get tore up for another touchdown. And I don't know what I'm looking at on my 18 for big plays, but I think there's about 4 or 5.
Yeah, we're at least 4 or 5. I mean, unfortunately, all of them have been for the Ravens as they lead this one here big, 28-0. Cardinals, this unfortunately has been familiar territory for them, and they're going to get the ball back. Grayson Hopkins set to kick it away, kicking from left to right. Isaac Pitts-Parker, who had that 31-yard kick return on the last kickoff, is back deep to receive. He stands at the 3. Hopkins make sure everyone is ready, now runs up and boots it away. This is more of a line drive angled towards the far sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds. It checks up and rolls out of bounds around the 15-yard line. So not a good kick there by Hopkins. It'll be a penalty, and the Cardinals will get this ball to start on their own 35.
And that's exactly what you need. You just need something, just something to go for you, something to just be on your side, because a lot has not been on your side. They are going to get this ball up to the 35. That makes this already a shorter field. Maybe you can put something up. Maybe if you can, you know, at least get in the field goal range to just take with you for the next possession. If you can put up a touchdown, that'd be great, just to make this, you know, deficit a little bit less. But just do something well, because you haven't all game.
Yeah, this Cardinals offense, though, really needs to get going. They're coming off of a game in which they had 218 total yards. That's tied for their most total yards during the season, as they got that against Allentown last week. Also had 218 against West Windsor Plainsboro United a little earlier in the season. So 1st and 10, Bates under center, going to toss this one to Pitts-Parker going to the right. He's across the 35 and then is tackled around the 39-yard line, maybe the 40. It's a good gain there on 1st down. Will make it 2nd down and 5 or 6.
Yeah, Pitts-Parker's found actually a lot of running room off those tosses. The tosses have gotten him a little bit of space. They've gotten him a little free. He hasn't been able to break one deep or big yet, but if he can just get some blocks and, of course, you know, keep feeding him the ball, maybe he can put something together.
I think another guy you got to start feeding the ball to more is Jacob Bega, coming off that 147-yard game last week. He hasn't been used very much here tonight. 2nd and 5, under center is Bates. He's going to toss this one to Telichka to the left, and Telichka gets met right around the line of scrimmage, as it was Chris Naperkoski able to bring him to the ground that time.
Yeah, and you know, one thing we've seen is that what Coach Radish pretty much has done is he flips the play. That's the 3rd time we've seen something similar, where they ran one play with Telichka or Pitts-Parker, and then the other one's guided on the other side of the field. And if that's going to be how the offense is going to run today, that might work. But now you're at 3rd and 5, 3rd and manageable. You're eventually going to have to throw this ball.
3rd and 5 here. Yeah, we'll see if Bates looks to throw it. He's going to come out under center again. Really tight formation for the Cards. Bega in the backfield. They put Pitts-Parker in motion, give it to him, who hands it back off to Telichka. Trick play. He's across the 45. Telichka still on his feet and then goes down just inside, or just around the 50. It's going to be a 1st down carry, and so they try a kind of a double reverse, giving it to Pitts-Parker, who then handed it back off to Telichka. He carries it for 9 out to the 49, and it's a 1st down for the Cards.
Yeah, there you go. That was something that we haven't seen. They do the double reverse, I guess is what it's called. They give it to one guy, he gives it to another guy, and they ended up picking up a 1st down, and that's what you're going to need to do any way you can get them.
I'll tell you what, Cardinals really trying to run this one around the defensive line, and last week Steinert had a good job running it right into the teeth of the defense, but Cardinals have opted to play this one differently. 1st and 10, Bates looking to throw, and it's nearly intercepted, as that one went right off the hands of Donnie Ryan, who had that interception pretty easily there around the 45, but couldn't haul it in, and the Cardinals catch a huge break.
Yeah, Donnie Ryan must have, thought he was on offense because that ball was right to him. I think it surprised him how perfect that pass was thrown to him. It was almost like he was just trying to give it to him, it hit him in his hands, and I know he's going to be mad at that one, especially if Lawrence can do something with this drive, but pressure came off the edge for Dane Bates, rolls out, had that pressure on the back, got the ball off in time, just almost threw a pick.
Bates will come out under center again. He came out in the gun a few times to start this game, but since then it's been all under center. 2nd and 10, they toss it to Pitts Parker running to the right, and he gets just tripped up by Grayson Hopkins there, and he prevented possibly a big play. This one only goes, looks like, for a gain of 1. Make it 3rd and 9, but Grayson Hopkins' shoestring tackle gets Pitts Parker to the ground.
I'm going to say this. Grayson Hopkins was the difference between 3rd and long and 3rd and short. I don't know if there's going to be another defender on that Robbinsville side that was going to be able to get to him. They would have met him at the first down marker probably, but I don't know if they're going to meet him, 2-3 yards ahead of it. So the good tackle, great tackle by Hopkins. It brings up 3rd and long, and Lawrence going to have to throw this football.
Yeah, 3rd and 9 here. Ball sits at midfield. Cardinals going right to left. 3:05 to play until the half. And this time Bates will come out in the gun, and with no one in the backfield with them, empty set, 5 receivers. Cardinals need the 41. It's a quick screen pass here to Walker, who's got it at the 50, and he's able to get it out to the 45-yard line before being brought down by Hayden Perusic. And then after the play is over, a couple flags come in, and I think there might have been a late hit. We'll see who it goes against.
I think you're right, Jordan. I think they're going to put that against the Ravens.
That's what it looked like, and it is. Late hit against the Ravens, so not a smart penalty there. It's now going to give the Cardinals a 1st down, and that's got to make Coach Andrew Patterson not at all happy, as his team had the defense off the field, but a penalty after the play was over is going to make it 1st down for the Cardinals all the way down to the 31-yard line of Robbinsville.
Now, what you're saying, Jordan, is that Lawrence is 31 yards away from possibly scoring a touchdown.
They are.
So all they have to do is pick up 3 first downs, essentially, and they have a touchdown, correct?
That would be correct, Jay. That's some good math right there,
okay.
I must say.
Let's just see if they can do it.
Bates under center here, 1st and 10. Jacob Bega in the backfield, lined up behind Bates. Put a man in motion, it's Telichka, and hand this one off to Jacob Bega. He runs to the outside to the left, and he's brought down by Donnie Ryan around the 25-yard line. It looks like Ryan wants a penalty as well. He's not going to get it. That'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd and 4.
What side of the ball doesn't want a penalty on the other side of the ball? I feel like, what do they say in the NFL, or I guess football in general, is someone holds every play. So, listen, you're going to get held, you're going to get grabbed. It's a physical game. It is what it is, but let's see if Lawrence can get another, 4 or 5 yard gain here.
It'll be 2nd and 4, down to 1:41 to play in the half. Coach Radis has all 3 timeouts at his disposal. They're going to try a quarterback sneak for Bates on 2nd and 4, and the Ravens weren't really expecting that. Bates got it out across the 20 and picked up a 1st down. Interesting play call, but it works out.
I don't think Bates was expecting that either. I think he was expecting a lot of pushback and said he had a hole and was like, oh, I'm supposed to fall forward and instead I have a 1st down. So, Lawrence trying to go quickly here.
Yeah, they've got it now 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the first time. Got it at the 18. Bates under center again. Put a man in motion. It's Pitts Parker. Handed off to him, who gives it back to Telichka running to the left. He's able to get it towards the 10-yard line. Donnie Ryan just barely able to trip him up. They tried that misdirection play again. And now Coach Radis is going to use his 1st timeout after a gain of 8 there by Josh Telichka and 1:01 to play until the half.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Cardinals coming out of their huddle here. It's 2nd down and 2 from the 10-yard line. Got to believe here if the Cards are able to punch this one into the end zone, got to feel pretty good going into the halftime. They, like you mentioned, Jay, we've talked about this season, being able to do something right, and if they can get a good taste in their mouth going into the locker room, it's got to benefit everyone. Bates under center, gives it to Bega, who goes up the middle, and he's got a 1st down. Got it out to the 6-yard line. And so with 56 seconds left in the half, Coach Radis is going to use his 2nd timeout.
Wow. That's very, very interesting. Yeah, to use another timeout there. I mean, you had time. You probably could have just ran that ball again and just keep going to him. Oh, they were going to say it's an official timeout. I'm sorry. But they're going to be able to run this ball 4 times if they really want to. I don't know if they want to throw a little fade up to Simmons Walker. They have options. That's all I'm saying. The playbook is open on the 4-yard line. It's not as open as you think because you don't have that many yards to work with. But draw something up nicely. Try and put this ball in the end zone. Therefore, that way you have points out of half.
Bates under center. James Lyons lined up in the backfield. Bates going to quarterback sneak it again from 6 yards out, and he gets half of what he needed. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3. We're down to 35 seconds to play in the half, and now Coach Radis is going to use his second timeout. And with that, I'd like to let you know that 107.7 The Bronx has a new friend in Alexa. Download our free WRRC1 skill to hear the Lawrence Cardinals and the biggest hits and best variety on your Amazon Echo device. Just tell Alexa to play 107.7 The Bronx to hear the Cardinals play live anytime, anywhere. 32 seconds to go until halftime. 2nd down and goal from the 3. Cardinals trail this one 28-0, but looking to get on the board here, Jay.
Listen, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm literally going to walk over there and hand them the playbook. This is going to be all Dane Bates. We're running it right up the middle, and I'm not going anywhere else. Now, if we get to 4th and 1 and I get scared, I might throw a little fade route to Simmons Walker. I might pitch this ball off to Jacob Bega, hand the ball off to him up the middle or something like that. But other than that, 2nd down, 3rd down, I'm going to go straight up the middle, right with my quarterback, because he's been doing everything, offense, defense. He might as well reward him with a touchdown.
Well, Cardinals definitely so far, we've seen the game plan is to stick with the run, whether that be Dane Bates or Jacob Bega or even Pitts Parker and Josh Telichka on some either trick plays or some jet sweep plays. We'll see what they come out with here. It'll be 2nd and goal. Looks like they've got it marked in between the 3 and the 4-yard line. And so Dane Bates is going to come out under center again. It's been the theme of the night so far, and this is a Cardinals team that like to run a lot of shotgun looks early in the season, but going under center here tonight is Bates. They'll put a man in motion, hand it off to him, and then a reverse back to Pitts Parker, this time going for the end zone, and he gets towards the goal line and in. Touchdown, Isaac Pitts Parker. That time it was Telichka giving it to him on the reverse play, and the Cards are on the board. It's a 28-6 ball game.
There we go, Jordan. We have a touchdown. We have a touchdown. This is going to be a game, hopefully, as we have an injured player on the field, but there's going to be something for Coach Radis to talk about at halftime, something that they did well. They've been brutalized by penalties. That's the best way I can put it. They've back and forth. They haven't had the chance to be able to, be in this game. They finally put that touchdown up. They're going to get a chance to just talk into the locker room, be able to go through what happened, be able to find what they did well, what they did poorly, what they need to work on. There's a second half of this football game, so they can go out there and try and do something well again throughout the second half and walk away with a win, hopefully.
Well, we saw the reverse play there again for the touchdown, and earlier in this game, twice actually, it was Bates giving it to Pitts Parker, who then gave it to Josh Telichka. This time it was Dane Bates giving it to Josh Telichka, who gave it to Isaac Pitts Parker. He ran to the right, and he was able to just get across the goal line for the touchdown. The player that is down has still not gotten up yet, so definitely not something you want to see as we've got 26 seconds to go here until the half. It's a 28-6 ball game as Vlado Nikolov will come out for the extra point here very soon. But Jay, obviously still a big deficit here the Cardinals are going to face going into half, but like you just said, that touchdown's got to make them feel pretty good about themselves, being able to go down the field and punch it in there.
Yeah, you gotta give your fans something to cheer for. You gotta give your players something to play for, and that's something that's big. You don't want to get yelled at every single week during halftime. No one wants to get yelled at every single week at halftime. So, Coach Radis is going to sit there and tell his guys what they did wrong. They did a lot wrong, but I think everything is fixable. A lot of it was mistakes they made on defense. A lot of the mistakes they made are fixable mistakes because they're penalties. Of course, is everything a foul? No. It's in every sport. Everything's not a foul. But if they call it, they call it. You have to find a way to just be able to mentally get over that and then continue to play the game you love. Right now, they have momentum. Let's see if they can build on it.
Well, the injured player is up now and walking over to the sideline under his own power, so that's good to see. Nikolov is on, looking to make this a 28-7 ball game as the injured player heads over towards the sideline, going to be checked out by the athletic trainers. Both teams now getting into position for the extra point. Nikolov's lined up, ready to try to knock this one through. Snap is down, the hold is down, the kick is a line drive, and it is good. So Nikolov adds the point after. It's a 28-7 ball game, and now the Ravens are going to get the ball back. Just 26 seconds left. They've got 2 timeouts, but I mean, you would think normally Coach Patterson would probably want to play this one conservatively, maybe just hand the ball off or take a knee and go into half. But I'll tell you what, Jay, the way Luke Hannison's been slinging it today, I wonder if Coach Patterson's going to play this one a little bit more aggressively.
I think that what we're going to see is he's going to test something on his first play. That first play, he's either going to send a shot, he's going to try, a little misdirection, a little end around, just something, just see what the defense looks like for Lawrence. If he can't get anything, if he's not in a position where, he wants to go take another shot after that, I don't think he will. But if you're Lawrence, you have to lock in. You can't give up a kick return right here. You can't give up a one-play touchdown on the play afterwards. You have to be able to stand pat. You already got that touchdown, don't give it back up. That's the easiest thing to say. It's harder to do, but everybody has to be responsible for their assignment, do what they know how to do, and go from there.
Yeah, and you had brought up the special teams play here and not wanting to give up a big kick return, because this is where special teams could kind of come into play, and if Robbinsville's able to return this one for a good gain, it might sway Coach Patterson's decision as to whether or not he's going to play it more aggressive or not. Nikolov's got the ball on the tee, runs it up, kicks it away. It's the line drive towards the middle. It bounces at the 20, and then is going to be fielded by Will Raftery around the 10. Makes one man miss, going down the far sideline. He's at the 40. There's no one in front of him. He's across midfield. He's got Nikolov to beat now, and he's gonna 20-10-5 touchdown. Well, Jay, that might have been an announcer jinx.
Jordan, what did I just say?
Well, you just talked about not wanting to give up a long kick return and giving a touchdown right back.
And what just happened?
Exactly that.
Okay. Yeah, that is how you lose football games. I'm going to be so honest. That is the best way to lose a football game. You have to make the kick was put. I thought the kick was going to go out of bounds, which may have been better. I think it would have been better if the kick would have went out of bounds. But it was returned around in between the 10 and 20 yard line, scoops it up, and just ran past everybody for a touchdown. Robbinsville's going to go kick this extra point.
Yeah, Grayson Hopkins out there, who's 4 of 4 on the night, and now the Ravens, who allowed a kickoff return for a touchdown last week to Steiner, get one of their own right here. Hopkins extra points on its way, and it's good. So with 9 seconds to play until the half, it's 35-7 now as the Ravens get those 7 points right back.
Yeah, shooting yourself in the foot. If there was a book written on it, I mean, this has to be chapter 1, 2, and 3, because you had the penalties. You don't get off the field. You give up that at the end of half, 9 seconds left. And now if you're Lawrence, you're pretty much in the exact same position you were just in. Great, you scored a touchdown, but you're still down the same amount of points you were already down. It's almost like you ran down, you scored for nothing. It's pretty much what just happened. And I believe they will get ball at half. You could have built on that. You could have had, a 14-point deficit at half, but instead you're going to be, when you get the ball out of half, you could have scored a touchdown, been down 14, but instead it doesn't even matter. Now you're going to be down 3 touchdowns. It's just you have to find a way to just take your mistakes out of the game.
Yeah, and this Robbinsville team, they came in 2-4, and they are not playing like a 2-4 team right now. You got to give a lot of credit to them as well. Luke Hannison and now the special teams gets on the board, and they've hung 35 up here before the halftime break.
I'm going to be honest, Jordan, if that's my fault on the jinx, I do apologize.
I think it might be both of our faults. We both mentioned it.
I'll take it. But it was something that I wanted to be wary about. I didn't think it was going to happen, but does anybody ever?
I mean, sometimes if you're thinking with your heart, but you don't usually expect a kickoff return for a touchdown, especially right after you're talking about it, as Hopkins now sends his kickoff away. It's going to be fielded at the 7-yard line by Josh Telichka, and a flag comes in after he's brought down at the 20. There's 3 seconds to go until the half, and a fitting way to end this first half with a flag.
Yeah, why not? It's been laundry day off first half. Might as well just keep it going, you know. Just separate the whites and the darks and go from there. But face mask on. I didn't see the signal.
Looks like, yeah, it's going to be a face mask, and I believe it's going against the Ravens.
Bring it up to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to go against the Ravens. 15-yard penalty from the spot will get it out to the 33-yard line, and you got to believe this is either just going to be a simple handoff or quarterback kneel down, and we'll go into halftime at 35-7.
I hope so, Jordan. I hope this is just a handoff. I don't want to say anything else now.
Actually move the ball 2 yards further out to the 35. Don't think that's going to matter that much, although Bates does come out here in the shotgun. Single receiver split out wide. It's going to be a handoff to Jacob Bega. He's brought down right around the line of scrimmage. As bringing him to the ground there was Anthony Inverso. That ends the half. It's 35-7. Cardinals trailing this one.
End of the first half, Robbinsville 35, Lawrence 7.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
Good evening, everyone. I am the coach for the varsity cheerleading team, and I am honored to introduce our senior cheerleaders for tonight. Our first pair of cheerleaders seniors are Joella Adongo and Jalen Aponte. They are escorting each other as friends. Joella has participated in cheerleading for a total of 6 years, including all 4 years of her high school career. Her best memory as part of the program was this past summer at UCA camp when she was honorably recognized as an All-American cheerleader. Next year, she plans to go to college to major in engineering and astronautical field, hopefully to work at NASA, as well as continue her athletic career. Her message that she would like to share with the underclassmen is sometimes even when you're doing your best, you won't get recognized by the person you want. If you keep working hard, the person you'll least expect will recognize you and push you into the position you thought was out of reach. Never stop being kind and do your best to always be happy. Enjoy high school. These 4 years went by way too quickly. Joella's radiant positivity has motivated her teammates to continue pushing higher limits. It has been a great experience to work with her as an athlete and watch her reach achievements. During her time at LHS, Jalen has participated in cheerleading for 8 years, as well as track and field. She is also in the National Honor Society. Next year, she plans to go to college to study film and pursue a career in film directing. A message she would like to share to the underclassmen is push yourself to get where you need to be. Jalen has shown great perseverance on the cheerleading team. As her coach, I am grateful to have her always ready to help when she's needed with success. Next up, we have Juliana DeMeo. Juliana has participated in the Lawrence cheerleading program for 8 years now, and this past season as a senior on the team has been the best one yet. Tonight, she is being escorted by her mom and dad, Melissa and David DeMeo. She would like to thank her family, friends, and her mentors for pushing her to be the person she is today. She would also like to thank her cheer sisters, especially her stunt group, for helping her progress and pushing her to do her best. Jules is grateful for this program and has taught her to work hard and keep pushing even when it feels like you can't push any further. She loves to compete with this team and is looking forward to doing it again. Jules has an amazing spirit and drive. She is one of the most motivated athletes I've been able to work with, and I'm looking forward to the success that the rest of the year brings for her. Go Cards! Next, we have Maria McKinley. Maria has been cheerleading since 7th grade. During her time at LHS, she has cheered all 4 years and was on varsity for the last 3. She is in the Red and White Spirit Club. She enjoys reading, writing, serving at the local Mom and Pop's restaurant, Fedora's, and loves hanging out with her besties, Mia Turco and Dakota Kirkman. Her favorite memory was staying up all night during camp her sophomore year. Tonight, she's being escorted by her mom, dad, brother, grandma, and her Gigi. Next year, she plans to continue cheer in college. She would like to major in business with an economics focus. A message she would like to have shared with the underclassmen is always have fun. Having fun is the most important thing in high school. Remember not to stress about tests, quizzes, and grades because at the end of your time here, you'll remember the excitement, not that you failed your pre-calc test. So make the most of it, join every club, and participate in every pep rally. To the cheer team, she will miss you guys the most. She really sees you guys as family. Maria, Dakota, Maggie, and Scar will forever be the powerhouse. Maria would like to thank her prior cheer coach, Coach DeLeon, for keeping her motivated during her time here. She'd also like to thank her family and friends for dedicating their time to be at every game, especially her mom, dad, and Robert for being her biggest fans. Finally, she'd like to thank her brother for pushing her to try out her freshman year and always having faith in her. Maria has a contagious attitude that is fierce and compassionate. I am sure whatever she is driven to achieve, she will find success in. Sonia has been cheerleading since the 7th grade. Tonight, she is escorted by her mom, Asako, dad, Kevin, and her sister, Anana. After high school, she plans to attend university in biochemistry and minor in Japanese language and culture studies. After, she hopes to attend medical school and become a radiologist. She'd like to give a huge shout out to her team, who has been her family and support system every Monday through Friday. The bonds formed are unbreakable, and she's so proud and grateful for each one of you. She'd like to thank her coaches, her families, and her friends as well. Next up, we have Sophie Redlinski. Sophie has been a part of the cheerleading program since her freshman year and now has the honor of being captain. Tonight, she is being escorted by her mom, Debbie, her dad, Joe, her brother, Matthew, and her sister, Emma. Next year, she plans to go to college for cybersecurity and plans to dance. She wishes everyone good luck next year, and she will be back to visit. She would like to thank her coaches, her teammates, her family, and her stunt group for always catching her. Next, we have Eva Stella. During her time at LHS, Eva has been part of the Lawrence Varsity program since her freshman year. Tonight, she is escorted by her brother, George, and Grandma Valeria. Next year, she plans to pursue a career in nursing. Always, her message to underclassmen is always work hard and enjoy the present. It goes by fast. Eva wants to thank her brother and grandma for supporting her boyfriend Jonathan for always being there for her, the team for always making her laugh, and her mom for always watching over her. Lastly, we have Dakota Kirkman. Dakota has been on the varsity cheerleading team since her junior year. Dakota loves being with her best friends Mia and Maria when she has any free time, and is grateful for having friends like Maggie and Scarlett. Tonight, she is being escorted by her mother Mashika, dad Donald, brother Donald, sister Alexis, and cousin Leah. Next year, she plans to continue her cheerleading career with the Universal Cheerleading Association and attend college for pediatric nursing. Dakota would like to thank her family for continuing to motivate her to do her best. Go Cardinals.
All right, tonight we also want to celebrate some amazing seniors in the marching band and color guard. We would like to recognize Bryce Bandon. He has been playing the snare and the percussion line for 3 years. He's escorted this evening by his dad. His favorite band memory is getting best percussion at our second competition this season. And his future plans are studying computer science or aerospace engineering. Next, we'd like to recognize Vincent Byer. the snare drum in the drum line for 3 years, and this evening he is escorted by his amazing mom. His favorite band memory is going out with friends after competitions and celebrating our accomplishments. His future plans are going to college and seeking his doctorate in computer science. Next, we'd like to recognize Monette Chang. She plays the euphonium in the low brass section and has been for 2 years. This evening she is escorted by Queenie Chen and Josh Chang. Her favorite band memory is learning the dance for the witching hour, and her future plans are going to college and majoring in English. Next is Julia Saccone. Julia has been playing trumpet in the brass section for 4 years. And this evening she is escorted by her parents, Mary and Joe Saccone. Her favorite band memory is chasing her music down Princeton Pike freshman year. And in the future she plans to attend college to study history and environmental science. Next, we'd like to recognize Gladys Coronado. She has been in the color guard for 2 years, and this evening she is escorted by her dad, Jose Coronado, and her mom, Gladys Cardona. Her favorite band memory is the Disney trip, performing stand tunes at away games, and being with Amy and Cheyenne. Her future plans include enjoying the rest of her senior year and living life to the fullest and traveling the world. Next, we'd like to recognize Cheyenne Harris. She has been in the color guard for 2 years, and this evening she is escorted by her parents, Jennifer Harris and James Harris. Her favorite band memory is going to Disney with her friends and marching in a Magic Kingdom parade. In the future, she plans to pursue music and possibly become a music teacher. Next, we'd like to recognize Amy Daniela Hernandez Montepeque. She has been in the color guard for 3 years, and this evening she is escorted by her mom, Karin, her dad, Marvin, and her sister, Mel. Her favorite band memory is having a good time with Ali, Gladys, and Cheyenne at Disney, and non-stop laughter and bruises with her best friends. Her future plans include going to school for music education. Next, we'd like to recognize Caitlin Manning. Caitlin has been in the color guard for 4 years, and this evening she is escorted by her dad, mom, and Ashley. Her favorite memories include having the best time together throughout the season, and her future plans are going to Mercer County Community College to study to be a pastry chef. This evening we're also celebrating Ian Mulroney, even though he can't be here with us tonight. He's been playing the mellophone in the brass section for 3 years, and his mom and dad, Scott and Kelly, are very proud of him. His favorite memories are the Disney trip, along with hanging out with the guys who he roomed with. And next year he plans to go to Rutgers University to study mathematics and physics. Next, we'd like to recognize Emma Richardson. Emma's been playing with an alto sax in the woodwind section for a year with us, and she is escorted this evening by her parents, Tina and Robert, and her siblings, Elena and Michael. One of her favorite memories is the bus ride back from Heightstown game and everyone in the back screaming Careless Whisper at 9 o'clock at night. She plans to attend a 4-year college or university to study criminal law, to later pursue a career in law enforcement. Next, we'd like to recognize Adam Voigt. He's been playing in the pit for 2 years. This evening, he is escorted by Maria Voigt and Alexander Voigt, and his favorite band memory is going to Disney for the first time. Next year, he plans on going to college to study engineering. All right, and finally, we would like to recognize Rhea Sharma. Rhea is our drum major this year, but she has been in marching band for 4 years. This evening, she is escorted by her parents, Shubha and Madhusudan Sharma. Her favorite band memory is sending an air band during the last competition of the year to a friend as a joke. And her future plans include going to college and majoring in computer science. Congratulations to all of our marching band and color guard seniors and their families.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
We're back with LHS football on your 2023 NAB Marconi Radio Award nominee for College Radio Station of the Year. It's 107.7 The Bronx WRRC-FM. We have reached the second half of action in the Cardinals. They trail this one 35-7. Remember, the Ravens won the toss. They elected to defer, so they're going to get the ball here to start the second half, already with a big lead, up by 28, as the Ravens still on their sideline, huddling up after their halftime warm-ups. Vlado Nikolov's got the ball on the tee. Lawrence is going to be kicking here from left to right, which of course means the Ravens will be going from right to left. I think we're just waiting for the time to run out here on the halftime clock, as it's down to triple zeros now, and here comes the Ravens kick return unit. The last time we saw them, it was Will Raftery going down the sideline for 90 yards and scoring a touchdown, and the Cardinals obviously going to look to avoid that and try to force the Ravens offense first to just have to come out onto the field, and then they're going to need some stops, trailing big right here.
You're going to need a lot of stops, but the first thing is, I guess, get your mind right. You gave up a touchdown last time you were all in the field here, so don't do it again. That's probably what Coach Red has been saying, to lock in right now, and as they switch, a lot of confusion already in the kick return unit.
Yeah, it looks like it's Chiburdem Nebe, who's thought he was being subbed out, now going to stay in. And Nikolov about set to run up and kick this ball away. Will Raftery and Liam Astomborski back deep to receive. They stand around the 13-yard line. Nikolov obviously not one to normally kick the ball super deep. He gets it away here. It's angled towards the near sideline. It's not a deep one. It bounces at the 27, and it's dropped by Astomborski, but he's able to fall on it at the 25. And fortunately for the Ravens there, they're able to retain possession. And so here comes Luke Hannison and the Ravens offense for the first time here in the second half.
Yeah, defense right here. Here's your chance to take control of the second half of the game. You know, Luke Hannison's he's been on fire, okay? You know, cool hand Luke, lukewarm, whatever you want to call him, he's on fire. So you're going to have to find a way to just, you know, calm him down. Find a way to help him relax, get your offense out on the field, and then go from there.
And it is still Luke Hannison out there. They're going to begin this drive from their own 24-yard line. But another score or two, and maybe we'll see some of the second stringers come in. First play of the second half is a play-action pass over towards the far side. It's caught by Giordano around the 30, and then Gio Ruiz wraps him up and brings him down there. It's a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
Yeah, so a little soft coverage from Lawrence. Giordano just kind of eats up the cushion, finds his little 5 yards on the out route, picks up 5, and It's that simple, and that's kind of pretty much what Coach Radish was saying is like picking up first downs is what Lawrence needs to do, and especially if they don't come from, penalties. If they can get their own, then it makes this game much easier.
Pistol formation here on 2nd and 4, slot to the near side. Cardinals show some pressure. They back off now. Hannison, quick pass towards the near side. That's caught by Giordano around the 35, and he drags his defender all the way across the 40 down to the 41-yard line. And so back-to-back plays to Alex Giordano to start the second half gives the Ravens a first down.
Yep, and right there, one guy just picked up a first down, and it's that easy. It's pretty much the same play, found a little cushion in the zone, picked up the first down, and already just starting off in rhythm for Robbinsville, and Lawrence will have to find a way to, take him out of it.
Over a minute now gone here in the third. Another pistol look here for Hannison. Slot to the far side of the field. Cards rush 4. Hannison steps up. Now he's going to look to throw it over the middle, and he's got Grayson Hopkins, who gets tackled inside the 35-yard line. Man, this dude, he's been everywhere so far. Another big play there to Hopkins, and he's got the Ravens now really moving the ball well. They're going to mark this one inside the 35-yard line all the way down to the 30. That was a good play there by Hannison, able to avoid the rush as well.
Yeah, and Hannison's accuracy was on display there because, not going to say it was an ill-advised throw, but he kind of threw that where another receiver was also in the area, which means there was another defender in the area. So he threw it around the bodies of about 2-3 guys and still was able to pick up about 20 yards on that pass.
Ravens picking up right where they left off in the first half as they're moving the ball well here to start this drive. Hannison going to look to throw again on 1st and 10, being chased, flush to his right. Going to look to throw deep over the middle, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Josh Telichka, who almost got the paws up there and just couldn't haul it in. That would have been the turnover that the Cardinals needed, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Hannison danced out that pocket. I thought, for a minute, that Lawrence was going to be able to get a sack, but he dances out the pocket, rolls out, and he kind of fires it into like a sea of bodies, 3 red shirts, 2 white shirts, and was like, hey, who wants it? Kind of like when you play jackpot in the middle of the street as a kid, but nobody can get there. Telichka does get his hands on it, wasn't even able to come down with it, but here's where you have to lock in if you're Lawrence. You had hands on a ball, you take that pick, that's a takeaway. So, maybe they're going to be kicking themselves if they didn't hold on to that one.
I'll tell you what, the way Hannison's able to get out of the pocket and scramble looks like another Ravens quarterback. Here he comes out 2nd and 10. He takes the snap, looks to throw. It's caught by Giordano on a little screen play. He's across the 30, breaks a tackle. He's going down the sideline to the 10 to the 5, and he's pushed out of bounds. Close to the goal line. Did he cross it? Still no signal. Now there is, and it's a touchdown. Alex Giordano, his 2nd touchdown of the day. He made one man miss. It could have been stopped for a gain of maybe 4 or 5. Instead, it goes for a 30-yard score, and the Ravens make it a 41-7 ball game.
Yeah, and it's that simple. You have to make those tackles. If you can tackle as one person, you tackle as a unit. You missed one tackle and ends up going for a touchdown. That shouldn't happen, but there it is, and now, again, Robbinsville kicking an extra point.
Yeah, Grayson Hopkins out there. He's 5 of 5. He, of course, had a big play on that drive that set the Ravens up at the 30. Snaps down, hold is down, the kick's on its way, and the kick goes right in the middle of the uprights. He's 6 for 6 as Hopkins. It's a 42-7 ball game, and the mistakes continue to mount now for the Cardinals as missed tackles starting to become a real factor, and it led to that touchdown right there, Jay.
I mean, yeah, something you had. It wasn't a mental mistake; it's more of a physical one, but it's something where you have to go back to your technique. How do you tackle? Wrap a guy up. Don't let him get those extra yards. Be aggressive. What did Coach Radish talk about? Being the hammer, not the nail. Right there, they were just nailed. I don't know how else to say it, but they were the nail on that one, and it was pretty much the best way that Robbinsville could have came out here. Coach Patterson just schemed that up, walked down the field, easily scored a touchdown, probably faster than he thought he could. Now, Coach Radish has to just go and do the exact same thing and find a way for this offense to, get something going for them.
And Coach Patterson coming into this one, he talked to us about wanting to establish more of a running back-led running game, as the running backs only had 4 yards on the ground all last week, as it was a win for the Ravens. Today, they haven't even really needed to hand the ball off at all. I think they've only handed off maybe 2 or 3 times because Luke Hannison's just been that good.
Yeah, he's putting this ball wherever, and there's guys there to get it. I mean, we just saw probably his 2nd incompletion of the game.
Grayson Hopkins got the ball teed up at the 40, kicking from right to left. The kick is in the air. It's a line drive towards the middle of the field, fielded around the 5-yard line, and carrying it now out across the 50 is Telichka. He's across the 20, makes a man miss. He's towards the 30-yard line, and then gets forced to the ground by Liam Astomborski. But a pretty good kick return there by Josh Telichka of about 25 yards. So not bad starting field position here for Dane Bates and the Lawrence offense.
Yep, and just right there, it's the little things. You know, you get the ball on the 30-yard line. So go get a couple first downs. You're working at midfield. It makes just your offense flow a little better. You can kind of find a rhythm. That's going to be the biggest thing. Is it feels like Robbinsville never lost rhythm. It came into this game hot. They started this game off hot, and they still are playing hot. And it's mainly because of Luke Hannison. It's not the same for Lawrence. I would say that there have been guys and players that have played, but as a whole, the offense has not played well.
Yeah, ball placed here on the 31-yard line, so it's a 26-yard return for Telichka. 9:03 to play here in the second half, and now with the score being 42-7, we've got the running clock as a factor. Bates under center, tosses this one to Telichka. Flags come in as Telichka runs us down the far side of the field, and he's dragged down around the 40. We're going to check the marker. I think they might get an illegal shift potentially against the Cardinals. I think they had a couple of men moving before the snap.
Yeah, and it seemed like, not necessarily a lot of confusion, but it seemed like maybe there was a check that they wanted to make sure, and maybe some guys were just lined up in the wrong spot. But if this is going to be against Lawrence, it's another thing where you're just shooting yourself in the foot. Harder to play, but yep, and it looks like they're backing them up. Just making it harder for your team to go out there and play this game.
Yeah, and well, this second half really has now started the same way the first half has gone, with a touchdown by the Ravens and then a penalty against the Cardinals. They still haven't moved the ball back at all.
Yeah, I don't really know what's happening. Now we have, I don't know if that's Coach Patterson or not, but we have...
Yeah, Coach Patterson's out talking with the officials inside the numbers.
Yeah, not really sure. Coach, the ball is in the arms of a referee. Okay, it seems like now they're figuring something out. Still not sure what. Here we go.
Let's see. Yeah, illegal shift. And then, okay, so it was 2 penalties, and so that's what the discussion was about. So it's an illegal shift against the Cardinals. That gets declined, and then a hold also on the play against the Cardinals. That is accepted, so it's a 10-yard penalty. It's going to back it up now and make it 1st and 20 from 21. And so that's what Coach Patterson must have been going over with the referee, just which penalty he wanted to accept.
Well, either way, Lawrence shooting himself in the foot. They just didn't know which foot they wanted to shoot themselves in, and ended up picking their most dominant one, and now working much harder to pick up a first down.
So 1st and 20 now, 7 minutes to play here with the running clock in factor, 7 minutes to play in the third. Bates under center, Telichka in motion. They give it to him, who reverses it back, and then carrying it out to the 25-yard line was Gio Ruiz. First time we've seen him on offense here in this one.
A solid run. I mean, there was really no running room, but one good block. Wasn't sure who came out, but he got the block on the back end to kind of give Telichka that space. He only picked up maybe a yard, but it was enough where you can see that there was a gash, there was a gap there, that if they can kind of put that together, they can maybe spring one. We're going to see what they can do on second down.
Yeah, so 2nd and 16 now is Gio Ruiz starting to get some run here on offense. Bates under center. They'll put Telichka in motion again and hand this one off, and getting tripped up right around the line of scrimmage for the Cardinals was Jacob Bega. Call it a gain of a yard or 2. It's going to be 3rd down and long, and got to believe Bates is going to look to throw here, but you never know, because Coach Radis has gone to the run game a lot so far in this one, and he's done it on 3rd and longs as well.
I'm going to put a bet. If I was the betting man, I would say this is the pass. I saw Brendan Doherty check in, and usually when he checks in, he's going to, not that he gets the ball, but they usually pass. So let's see if they go out here and pass.
He splits out wide. It trips to the near side of the field, and Bates lined up in the gun. Samis Walker, the only player on the far side. It's going to be a quarterback. Nope, it's not a quarterback draw. He looks to throw, and it's off the hands of Telichka around the 40. That would have set the Cardinals up with a 4th and short play, but the throw was a little bit behind Telichka around the near sideline, and he couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, and it looked like everything was running well. Besides Dane Bates getting flushed out of the pocket. It looked like everything was kind of, set up, route-wise. Usually Lawrence doesn't have the chance to get those deep routes to develop down the field. He had them. He had close to the first down. I think he would have been a yard short, you're right, but anyway, it doesn't matter. They're going to go out there and punt.
Down to 4:46 to play in the third. Nikolov gets the punt away. It's a line drive that bounces just past midfield and then is going to check up and roll down to the 43-yard line of Robbinsville. So another short field coming up for the Ravens. And again, that's what Coach Patterson talked about before this game, wanting to get his guys into short field situations, and they've been in that a lot today, and they've taken advantage.
Yeah, it's really been because Lawrence hasn't been able to do much with the ball on offense. If they could, at least move the ball, pick up those first downs. We saw it on that one. They started this first play of the half, or for their possession of the half, with a penalty. If they can just find ways to sustain drives, which I feel like I've asked Coach a couple times already, find ways to sustain drives, then they'd be able to, at least put Robbinsville in a difficult position.
Luke Hannison and the starters remain out there, and it's a pistol formation here on first down. Ravens going right to left, slot to the near side. It's not a handoff. Hannison still with it, scrambling now across the 50. He's got a first down. It's a good thing it wasn't a handoff because Will Raftery got blown up, but Hannison pulled it back right at the last second and then was able to escape the pocket and run it for 11 yards.
Now, I know that I can't interview Luke Hannison, but I want to know if that was a read option or not. If he really brought that ball back because that was how he read it, or if he was like, oh, wait, this is either a fumble or a loss of 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. So he great play by him to just be able to recognize, like, oh, this isn't going to work. Pulls it back out. Didn't think he had anywhere to go with it. Ends up finding a crease and picks up a first down.
Yeah, got it out across midfield down to the 46-yard line. Luke Hannison. Man, the Cardinals, Coach Gratis talked about it before the game. How if you put pressure on him, he's able to escape the pocket easily, and we've been seeing that tonight. This time they do hand it off to Raftery, and he gets stopped after a gain of a yard or two. A Ravens player's helmet came off as part of that play as well, but looks like everyone's okay. And Will Raftery able to pick up 2 yards now out to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and that player's actually going to, go get his helmet looked at or something like that. It's kind of popped off. Wasn't really sure what happened, but just ended up seeing a helmet hit the floor, and I wasn't. That's nothing. That's not really what you want to happen if you're, a player on the field to have your helmet come off because you're exposed. But yeah, he's over there going to get looked at. But second down coming up for the Ravens.
Yes, 2nd and 8. Another pistol look for the Ravens. Slot to the near side of the field. Play action, they swing it that way to Giordano. He's across the 40 and then gets dragged to the ground out across the 35-yard line. As in on that tackle was DeMarcus Beaver Wilcher. First time we've called his name tonight. Looks like it's going to be just enough for a first down.
Yeah, finds the guy in flex. He actually fakes the pass over the middle, gets it out to the flat, and he has his receivers do what they need to do. And it's really, like I said, it's really that simple. If you get the guys the ball in the right time, in the right area, they can do whatever they want with it. You're using open space, and Lawrence is giving them a lot of open space. They play coverage. They don't play up. They don't press up. And maybe that's something I have to ask Coach Travis about so not only stunning pressure, but pressing up with his secondary.
Yeah, and part of that is because Hannison's been able to take the top off the defense a lot. You kind of want to play back, but then that opens up those underneath plays. Hannison here 1st and 10 looking to throw. It's off the hands and then intercepted by Christian Parsons. He's taking it out across the 30, and so there's the turnover that the Cardinals needed. It went off the hands of the intended receiver and then fell right into the lap of Christian Parsons, who gets the pick.
Yep, got to take those balls away. It was perfect timing. Christian Parsons was in the right space, right time, and gets a pick, and that's all you need. But it's going to give, one, Lawrence the ball and a chance to at least do something with it, but two, it takes points off the board, and Luke Hannison is going to sit there and look at his stats at the end of the game and say, wow, I had an interception. I thought I was playing really well, but 36 seconds left in this quarter. Let's see if Lawrence can at least push this ball on the field.
That's Hannison's 6th interception thrown this season.
Wow.
So Bates lined up here in the gun. Cardinals moving left to right. Twin receiver set. It's going to be a quarterback draw. Bates, full head of steam right up the middle. He's across the 40. And then he's dragged down right around the first down marker. They say move the chain, so a pickup of 10 there for Dane Bates, and it'll lead to a Cardinals first down.
Yeah.
It's also going to be the last play of the third quarter as We're down to 6 seconds and 5. Cardinals trying to hurry. Maybe it won't be. 3 seconds and 2. Let's see if they get this snap off. We're down to 1 second now, and they will not get the snap away. So a good play there by Dane Bates to end the third. Cardinals trail this one 42-7, and we'll be right back with more Lawrence High School Cardinals football right here on 107.7 The Bronx and 107.7thebronx.com.
You're watching the Cardinal Sports Network here on LTPS TV.
You're listening to the Cardinals play football right here on 107.7 The Bronx, WRRC-FM, ranked number 7 in the nation by the Princeton Review. As we are here now for the start of the fourth quarter, Cardinals have the ball, going to be going from right to left, and they've got it because of a Christian Parsons interception, the first turnover of the night for either team. And then the Cardinals are able to pick up a first down on a Dane Bates run to end the quarter. And so they've got it here on their own 42. 42-7, they trail this one, so the running clock is a factor. Bates comes out in the gun here. Twin receivers set, and Jacob Bega lined up to his left. Robbinsville brings 4. Bates heaves it over the middle, and it's intercepted by Eddie Keating. He's tackled right around the 40, trying to get that one to Josh Telichka. And so Dane Bates has his first interception of the night there, unfortunately, and the Ravens get the ball right back.
Yeah, so you give and you take. You get the ball back and you give it right back. You can't do that. You can't, just spot the team, especially when you get the ball. You can't spot the ball and then give it right back. You have to be able to sustain drives. Like I said, at that point, the drive didn't even get started. It was just, you had the ball, threw an interception, and now Luke Anderson's like, nothing happened. I don't even know if he's going to be starting. I don't see him, but then again, they are in the huddle right now. But a mistake that Lawrence is going to sit there and have to think about, going to have to draw something up for, and say, how can we find a way to sustain drives? How can we find a way to capitalize on turnovers? Just those little things that seem so foreign or not necessarily prevalent in the game of football are the biggest things that win you games.
Luke Hannison is back out there. Ball on the Ravens' zone 38, pistol formation. Going to hand this one off to Will Raftery, and he gets swallowed up by Mahmoud Ali right around the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there by Ali. It'll make it 2nd and 10.
Well, if you look at the stats of this game, you'll say the run defense was well, but one, Robbinsville did not run the ball well, or much at all. But 2, Lawrence actually has had some pretty solid run defense. They actually have, kind of filled those gaps. They've gotten off those blocks, and that's what you want to see, especially for the end of the season, just to be able to get your defense, your defense in form. If they can find a way to tune that secondary up, then they'll be all right with these last 2 games.
They call it a loss of 1, so 2nd and 11. Hannison in the pistol, trips to the near side. He's going to hand this one off here to Raftery, and he gets it just across the 40. So a short gain there. It'll make it 3rd and 8. Yep. And so this is going to kind of be unfamiliar territory for the Ravens. They haven't been in 3rd down a whole lot tonight.
Now, here's the thing. You have 2 things. You have a very pass-heavy, high motor offense, but you have a running clock. Do you want to take the shot down the field? You have it if you want it. As 7 check out.
Inside 9:40 to play in this one. Ravens on top 42-7 with the ball. And taking the snap here is Jake Hannison, backup quarterback, and gotta believe younger brother there of Luke. It was a handoff that goes for 5 yards out to the 46. It'll make it 4th and 2. And now we'll see if Coach Patterson leaves the offense out there.
It looks like, I don't know if Luke Henderson's day is done, but it's looking that he's actually talking to coach on the sideline. So maybe he has done it for the day.
And it's kind of interesting because Jake Hannison, he's listed on the roster as a wide receiver. Their backup quarterback is Gavin Yablonowitz. But Hannison takes a snap here again, hands this one off, and getting stuffed well behind the line of scrimmage was Chris Naperkoski. That goes for a loss of 5. It's going to be a turnover on downs, and some good starting field position now coming up for the Cardinals. And so a couple of handoffs there that Luke Hannison's younger brother Jake gets to do. Pretty cool for him to be able to get into this game.
Yeah, and one thing I will say is that that's a stop for the defense. Defense will take that, They got off the field. They forced a 4th down. Of course, it's the end of the game with a running clock, but they forced that 4th down, get off the field. That's something you can build on.
We're down to 8:13 to play in this one. Cardinals down 42-7, but they're going to start this drive in plus territory on the 41, and trying to get another touchdown here. Good taste in your mouth going into next week's game, which will be home against Bordentown. And before the snap, we've got a whistle. A flag comes in, and it's a false start against the Cardinals. So penalties continue to mount up here against Lawrence. This will back it up to the 46.
And I mean, like I said, I would say this. The offense knows the snap count. Everybody knows snap count. So all you're going to do is just get set and wait for the snap count. And for some reason, the false start, I understand it happens a lot, but it can't happen this late into the game. It's the fourth quarter, 7.5 left. The game is pretty much over. You just got to just do something well. Like I said, there's no reason for you to go and get yelled at some more at the end of this game, or to have coach have to sit there and mark this down.
Bates will come out under center. Tight formation for the Cards. They'll put Gio Ruiz in motion, toss it to him, running to the right. He's across the 45, still on his feet, and then brought down just shy of the 40-yard line. And so he gets it back towards the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be a gain of 4. And now an interesting substitution as Vlado Nikolov comes in. They're not punting. This is still an offensive play. It's 2nd and 11 from the 42, and Nikolov's going to get a little bit of a run at offense.
This is very interesting. I think Coach Radis is just trying things.
Yeah, Dane Bates lines up under center, and it looks like it's Nikolov who's lined up behind him. That's who they give it to, running across the 40. Actually, it's Jacob Bega, and he gets it across the 35.
Yeah, very interesting that Coach Radis is just kind of using different guys right now. He's just really, I don't know if he's scheming for next week or what, but he's using different guys in different areas just to see what really works. As you see, Mahmoud Ali's also out there. He was lined up kind of out wide receiver, but he plays DB usually.
Yeah, we talked, obviously, Coach Radis, Josh Telichka, who wanted to get into some offensive games early in the season. Maybe some of these guys who just want to get a run at offense, going up to Coach being like, hey, can I come in? And he's saying, yeah, why not? It's 3rd down here and 4, 5:56 to play. They'll put Nikolov in motion, hand it off to him, who gives it back to Telichka, who's running to the left. He's got a 1st down and more. He's across the 20, still on his feet, taking it inside the 15 now, and is finally brought to the ground by 3 or 4 different Robbinsville defenders. So Nikolov, first offensive touch of the season, ends up giving it to Telichka on the reverse play, and he gets it inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 11.
See, this is what really it's about. It's not about win or lose. Of course, you'd love to win, but you can have fun. You get guys that usually don't play this type of the ball to be able to play it. That's got to be fun for them.
Bates under center here, 1st and 10. They'll put Nikolov in motion, give it to him. He's going to take it off himself, running towards the far sideline. He's inside the 5, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. 2 flags come in, so this might be coming back, but for now, Vlado Nikolov's got a touchdown to his name.
You got to let it stand. You got to let it stand for the kicker.
I don't know if it will, though.
You have to let it stand if they're the kicker.
The flag was thrown in the area of offensive holding.
You got to give it to him. He's the kicker. He doesn't get these opportunities.
Still no signal, but it looks like the Cardinals are backing up. Nikolov or Telichka's got his hands in the air as if to say, why'd you throw the flag? And so it is a hold going against the Cardinals. We're inside 4.5 to play now.
I think that if you see a kicker out here get an end around, he runs past the entire defense, you got to let it stand. Even if you hold a little bit, I get it. He's a kicker. He's not supposed to get that. Give it right back to him. That would be my vote. 4 minutes left in this game. Might as well just see what you can do with him.
So it's from the spot of the foul, so it'll be 1st and 10 still. Bates under center, puts Nikolov in motion. They give it to him. They're trying to get him into the end zone. He's running towards the far side. He's across the 10, across the 5. He reaches for the goal line. I think he's a little short. Going to mark him down. Looks like right around the 1-yard line. I think he got the 1st down there, but not the touchdown. It's a 10-yard gain for Nikolov. Wonder if they're going to give it back to him here.
I think that you line him up right behind Dane Bates, and you give it right back to him. Maybe coach is going to say, let's just put this ball in the end zone.
Bates under center. Nikolov's lined up to the left of the line. We'll see if they put him in motion. There he goes, and Bates is just going to keep it himself and dive forward into the end zone for a touchdown.
There you go. There's a big touchdown for Dane Bates. You'll take it.
Dane Bates, rushing touchdown right there for him. And it makes it a 42-13 ball game. And Another pretty good drive there put together by the Cardinals on the ground. Got to see Vlado Nikolov get some touches. Got all sorts of wacky stuff going on. When you're down big, you can kind of do that. But it caps off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Dane Bates on the quarterback sneak. And so now the Cardinals are into double digits for the first time in a while. Nikolov knocks the extra point through, so it makes it 42-14.
Yeah, I believe this is the first time they've, put up double digits since the West Windsor game, where they lost 35-20. So you take that. You'll take something good to go into next week. You did something well. You had a good drive. You got your kicker involved in the offense. So you never know what you're going to see on senior night. You never really know. Senior night, pink out. You get all these things going. You have Robbinsville's kicker who's tremendous athlete. So you're like, hey, well, let's try and see if our kicker's a great athlete too. Give him a couple end arounds. He scored a touchdown. Unfortunately, he got called back. But now you know for next week that you have some weapons.
Yeah, and you wonder if Nikolov was watching Grayson Hopkins do his thing and was like, hey, coach, can I do that?
It's very possible. Anything he can do, I can do better. So I like that old idea. Now,